Hello everyone, welcome to a series of 5 presentations which will take you through step by step the process of designing and creating a graphical user interface using TKINTER. The task that we will carry out through the 5 presentations is to make a dummy project. For your coursework, you have to create a large Python project. It might include a graphical user interface. For the highest marks, you should include a GUI. I'm going to show you a very simple project that uses the Python module called TKINTER, which is quite an easy way of making a GUI. When this project's finished, we'll talk about how to apply the lessons to your own work. If you follow through these series of 5 presentations, you'll make a simple currency converter program which turns pounds into euros and has a graphical user interface. Hopefully, you'll then be able to apply the lessons to your own project. So, following this series of lessons, you'll create a simple software interface to handle the inputs and outputs of the currency converter. So, first of all, have a think about the inputs and outputs of this project and sketch a design on paper. I strongly recommend that you pause the video wherever I say and follow along just as you would if you were in class. So this is that moment. Sketch a quick design for a currency converter. On the next slide, I'll show you my design. So this is my rough design. I've deliberately done it in a sketchy sort of way. This sort of thing is fine, and you can include something that's no more polished than this in your project. And obviously I scanned in the drawing I did with a biro. So it's got a label that says enter your pounds here and a box where they can type the number of pounds. The number of euros will appear underneath the box, and at the bottom of the screen there's a button that says convert on it, and if they click on that button it will convert the pounds into euros. So that's what I'm aiming at. So now you try it. If you haven't done so already, create a design for the currency converter. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. And you can also start to plan your own project. So if this has started to spark some ideas and you think, oh, actually that's quite easy, sketch out a quick design for your own project and put it to one side, or carry it through this whole series of lessons. So a TKINTER interface is made out of objects, and they call them widgets. For example, buttons, boxes, labels, and menus. You can see I've used 3 of those in my sketch. So we're going to plan an interface by putting widgets into a window. So there's my design. That design is going to be so useful, by the way, as I build up my project. I strongly recommend that you create a similar design for your project idea. So my window's got a couple of labels on it, one telling the user what to do and one that's going to display the output. It's got a text box, that's an empty box on the screen where the user can type something, in this case the number of pounds, and it's got a button, and when you click the button it will do the conversion. Now in the next lesson we're going to make this interface, and in order to do that we've got to put all the widgets into the window, and that takes 2 lines of Python, 1 line to set the type of widget and other key features, might be its size or color or whatever, and then a second line where we're going to place the widget onto the window using an imaginary grid of columns and rows. So what I do is I kind of draw a rough grid over my interface, and that gives me a suggestion about where I can place each of the items. The grid, by the way, is stretchy and flexible, so if you change your mind or you want to insert extra things later, it will all work. But for now, that's my grid design. The rows of the grid are numbered starting at 0 and the columns starting at 0. So I can position each item in the grid. For instance, the text box is going to be in row 0, column 1, and so on. So now you can try it. So whether you're working with a currency converter or your own project or your own design, make a list of the widgets that appear in your interface and note the row and column position of each one, any text that you want to include, and that is a complete plan for your next task, which is to write the Python program, and we're going to do that next lesson.